The weight of yellow. How Ancelotti is rewriting. Brazil's story wearing the Canarinho has never been about confidence. It demands faith. For generations, Brazil didn't walk onto a World Cup pitch hoping to compete. They expected to conquer. Every new generation inherited the impossible weight left by those before it, from Pelé to Romario, Ronaldo to Ronaldinho, Kaká to Neymar. Each fresh squad was measured against football's greatest memories before creating any of their own. Maybe that's been Brazil's real problem all along. Not tactics, not players, not results, but ghosts. 1970, 2002, every dazzling team that made the world fall for the game. This current group doesn't have a Pelé gliding past defenders, a Ronaldo terrifying keepers, or a Ronaldinho making football look like street art. That absence is exactly why so many fans stop believing. The fan base has split. One side expects disappointment and treats every win as a fluke against weak opposition. The other understands that history doesn't repeat, it evolves, and that another title won't come from copying the past but from building a new identity. At the center of that new story stands Carlo Ancelotti, one of football's calmest minds, a manager whose face rarely changes even when everything around him is collapsing. While others panic, he waits, having seen too many impossible situations to fear another. That composure is why, after wins over Haiti and Scotland, critics dismissed the results outright. Real tests, they said, hadn't arrived. Ancelotti never chased their approval. His whole career runs on one idea: trust the process over the noise, because trophies rarely go to the prettiest team. They go to the one that survives. The reckoning against Japan. Then the real test arrived. Japan were fearless, disciplined, and organized enough to unsettle anyone. From kickoff, Brazil had the ball, but Japan had control. Every attack dissolving into a wall of white shirts, every space and ounce of rhythm disappearing. Japan weren't just defending, they were waiting for a mistake, and it came. A careless pass, an interception, a driving run through midfield, and a low finish into the corner. Brazil trailed, and every old doubt rushed back. Too old, too fragile, finished. For a few tense minutes it looked real. A five-time champion, the only nation to play every World Cup, on the brink of an early exit, with an aging backline unable to handle Japan's pace. Everyone expected Ancelotti to react emotionally, substitutions, urgency, panic. He didn't. He's never managed that way. He trusted experience, patience, and above all his players, because this wasn't the first time one of his teams had been written off. What Ancelotti has done before. Rewind to Europe, where his Real Madrid built one of the greatest Champions League runs ever seen. Down against PSG with Mbappé rampant, Karim Benzema forced an error, scored, then scored twice more, a hat-trick that flipped near certain elimination into a legendary comeback. People called it magic. Ancelotti called it character. Next came Chelsea, the reigning champions. Madrid fell behind again, until a Luka Modric pass of pure artistry set up an equalizer, and Benzema won it in extra time. Then Manchester City, seemingly through to the final in stoppage time, until Rodrigo scored twice in a minute, and Benzema converted the winning penalty. Three giants, three impossible escapes, one unshakable belief that a match isn't over until the whistle blows. 2 years later against Bayern Munich, the pattern repeated. Substitute Joselu scored twice in the closing minutes to send Madrid through again. Not tactics, not shouting, belief, again and again. Turning the tide against Japan. That's exactly what Brazil needed at halftime. Not better football first, but fear removed from the room. Without drama, Ancelotti made adjustments. A fresh attacking option, a more aggressive shape, new passing lanes out wide. Brazil started asking Japan different questions. Bruno Guimaraes began dictating tempo, and Japan's defense, so composed early on, was suddenly pinned back. Then Casemiro, blamed for the opening goal, the player many wanted subbed off, rose to power in a header. The mood flipped instantly. Vinicius Jr. found space and forced another big save, though Japan, refusing to fold, tightened up again and kept competing with real courage, arguably their finest World Cup performance yet. But deep into stoppage time, one lost ball near Japan's box was enough. Bruno Guimaraes picked out Gabriel Martinelli with a perfectly weighted pass, and his shot kissed the post before crossing the line. In the 95th minute, Brazil completed the comeback. The celebration wasn't about a perfect performance. It hadn't been one. Brazil looked shaky, slow, even ordinary for long stretches, but that's the point. Champions are defined not by their best nights, but by the ones where nothing works and they find a way anyway. This Brazil isn't the mesmerizing 1970 side or the irresistible 2002 vintage. It's something new, less dazzling, more resilient, less individual magic, more collective belief. That doesn't make it weaker, just different.